Hi, welcome back to my class. So today we're going to talk about describing the shape of a graph. So here's a three kind of shapes: symmetric, skew left, and skew right. So what is symmetric? So the data set that shows regular equals trailing off in both directions are called symmetric. Such as if you see some data shape look like this way, or even this one has two peaks. These are called symmetric. So skew left means a long, thinner tail to the left, which is something like this one. Or if you draw a histogram, you will see something like here. These are called skew left. Skew right is the opposite, which means a long, thinner tail to the right. Or on the plot dot is something look like this. Okay, so skew left or skew right, I know. It's really easy to confuse, but remember that the skew is where the tail is. So that means if the tail is on the right, so we call it skew right. If the skew is on the left, if the tail is on the left, then we call it skew left. So the long tails basically help us to identify the skew. Okay, so mode, what is mode? So mode is the data. No mode means the data is basically look like flat, but not necessary to be really flat. You can have some up and down, but basically is you will not going to see a really obvious peak. Something like that. This is no mode. Okay, so unimode means you're going to see at least one peak. So a mode basically is represent the prominent peak in the distribution in the value of the most occurrences in the data set. So when you connect all of these peaks together, you will see a really obvious one peak. So this is unimode. So bimodal is two peaks. The peak doesn't have to be equal. You can have a taller peak and a lower peak, but they should have two really obvious two peaks. Look, such as this one. So multimodal means you have more than two peaks, such as you see some data set look like this way. So when you connect them, you will see a chain of three. That's multimodal. So normal means you will not see no peaks. And then unimodal is one peak. And then bimodal is two peaks. Multimodal means more than two peaks. Okay, so now let's talk about what's outliers and what's subpopulation. So outlier is in an observation that lies an abnormal distance from the other value in a random sample from a population. So let me write this down. An outlier is an observation that lies on abnormal distance from other value in a random sample from a population. So, such as, let's look at our previous example from the last class that we have plotted about a 15 data set of a fictional statistic class score. So it's something look like these things. So as you can see, the many data set were centralized on the right side, right? And then you have a 2 or 3. Let's do 2. Oops, sorry. Oops. You have a 2 dataset lies at normal distance from the main dataset, the majority of the dataset, often recording an error, like such as when you record in a why the student 13.1, maybe he's sick, maybe that's not his real score, or maybe he forgot to turn in. There's the test totally have 6 pages, and then he forgot to turn in the 2 pages, so that's why he ended up to got 13.1, the score of 13.1, right? So usually often it's recording error or excessively unusual. So what is subpopulation? So subpopulation is a subset of a population that share one or more additional property. Okay, for example, we try to survey on XPSS student what would be their average height. So the subpopulation should be the students, for example, the student who was in first year. This is one subpopulation. Or you can say the student who's majoring in nursing program or who's majoring in business. These are the subpopulation. Okay, so that's it for today. See you next time.